The MOOG Messenger, because I've been having a few arguments with people online about the fact that this is now owned by InMusic. What can you really expect that's special inside the MOOG? Now, of course, or MOOG. Inside a keyboard like this, right? You had the mini MOOG, which was basically handcrafted wood, and really nice, something like £5,000 or something like that. Not sure how much this costs, but usually the price tags of MOOG is quite high, even though the equivalent brands with similar stuff is considerably less money. So, MOOG is known for its quality products over the years, but also its quality sounds, which many VSTs and other brands have copied or tried to emulate. So I'm going to have a little listen to this Liza Belladonna, the synth genius, as some would say. Let's have a little listen. I just want to see what kind of sounds it comes up with. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the hardware and how much of this is the same as Akai stuff, like the knobs, the buttons, the keys. Yeah, they just sort of like whip out the stock InMusic keys on the MPC key 37. Go Liza Belladonna. Or should we be going for the what was that? Not sure what that was about. Give it a little bit of the... What was that about? She's definitely putting on the performance here. Okay. But I'm only here to basically just hear the sounds it has. Where's the beat come from? Does it have the ability to play a beat as well? That'd be kind of cool. I suppose not, considering it's just an analog mono synth, and something that we have a lot of. We've got the Korg multi-poly, and the Behringer copy of the monopoly, and you got the, I think Arturia's got one, and nearly every single analog synth and digital synth, both software and hardware, make all these sounds I'm hearing so far. So of course we come to the sonics. Is it sonically better? Would somebody like EA Ski think the sonics are better, even though the converters inside it on here will be the same converters more than likely that come from the rest of InMusic stock parts, which means it probably has the same converters and outlets as the MPC key 37 and all the modern MPCs, which EA Ski and other people say is not sonically that great compared to vintage analog hardware of the past, because it's just, well, I say it's just stock parts from InMusic, which I keep on saying. And obviously there's been no innovation with Akai with their hardware, MPCs and stuff for nearly, well, over 10 years with the keys of the MPK. I have over there the MPK. There's like the same keys as the MPK 249 I've got over there, that's nearly like 10 years old. And then the pads on the MPK 249 are the exact same pads on the MPC key 37 over a decade later. Just regurgitate the same parts. And of course, over time, some parts might get slight modifications, made a little bit better over time, but they're still just made from stock parts. And all the stuff in these modern MOOGs or MOOG devices, they're all going to be made from the same stock parts. So How special and unique can it be? Wonderful performance there, Lizzie, or Lizza. Let's check out a few other videos. They like to get a lot of the abstract kind of, or unique artists kind of really sell the product with their artistry and their performance. Like Lizzie there and this person here with a violin. And you know, it's kind of a little bit distracting with the, I just want to hear what it does. I don't want to see a artist's performance with it. Because a true artist, a really good artist, can perform in anything and people will still be like, oh wow, you know. Yeah, well, I'm gonna come watch that later on. I do love myself a bit of artistry. Right, so I'm gonna listen to these sounds. Then I'll get the heck out of here. Okay. That is a very Oberheim sounding bass sound or synth sound. Heard that before. Little 808 kind of style bass. Heard that before. Yeah. Nice. But nothing special. A little arpeggio. Sounds pretty standard to me. Next. Yep. Sounds I've heard before. Yep. Sound I heard before. Yep. Just before we continue, I'm going to tell you where I've heard these sounds before. And it's here, or where I can make these sounds. It's here on Caustic. I mean, I'll show you after I've gone through the presets. But I bet most of the presets, they've got many different devices on here, but there are these are devices that's more specifically like a mini Moog or like a Moog, but I guarantee that this can make all the sounds of that new Moog Messenger. So if that's possible to do in software, then what are we actually paying for if we are getting a Moog product? If it's just stock music or stock InMusic parts and just do standard kind of sounds. It's only going to be the sonics and processing that's going to make it be something that's like really awesome. Like the Moog 1, that has some really very nice processing abilities to it. But this just looks kind of a lot like the Korg. What's that Korg device that I forgot the name of, but it's very similar to this, an analog sort of synth. Not the multi-poly. I mean, this sounds, this has, it's just basic synthesizer, right? But it has, you can make some really nice sounds out of it. This is that. Yeah, baby. That sounds very similar to one of the basses that they just played in that video. Of course, we can change it quite a lot. That crunch on that. They've got that 808 sounding bass that they started with. Basic kind of bass. It's all very... Listen to that for a bass. Sounds the same to me. Next. Maybe not quite, but you can tell how I could probably make that sound. Very similar. It's just a... what's that? Saw wave. It's got a nice low end to it. I can hear that. So that sound there, where it's going, that'd be a secondary LFO, which creates like almost like a Haas effect, where the waves cancel themselves out. So you end up with like a, I know it's hard to explain, but kind of like a detune. So what she's doing there, I have definitely done that exact same effect on caustic, because I was playing around with this for hours one time, sitting down and playing around, tweaking it and messing around with it. And I definitely made that sound basically by changing two oscillators, and they go at the same time, and you slightly detune them. It creates that kind of effect. Maybe I'll have to come back and I'll actually replicate the sounds in that video. Otherwise this video will be too long, but I know for a fact I've definitely made a sound just like this. Just in caustic. I've definitely made a sound like that in Reason's Europa. It's a standard arpeggio bass. That just sounds like a Reason sub bass, you know, like from the Subtractor, stocked straight up. I've definitely made a sound like that before. So that sound again is like a detune, where they've got the oscillators are set slightly different and to each other when you press the keys, and then it creates a sort of like clashing effect with the two frequencies, and you get that kind of distortion kind of sound, which is something again which I've done on caustic. So yeah, basically these are all sounds that I've made pretty easily. So yeah, it just sounds like well, it is, which is a mono or a analog mono synth with more than one oscillator. I don't know how many oscillators it's got, but it's got multiple oscillators that are doing the G-tune effect, all the standard stuff. So let's just see what the price is real quickly. What's it cost?
Early on the wake up, cunning as the father of the 12 sons of Jacob. Shake up the world, cake crumbs, cover my goatee, cufflinks. Waiters, lobster sauce on aprons, parting as the chef. Burgundy on the breath, uncertainty when I step. Dancing to every song like it's a contest. Singing to Stevie Wonder happy birthday. Celebrating years of flows and crazy wordplay. Season, I'm leaving my 40s, I'm a griot. Deep as Deepak, Chopra, dress socks and loafers. Family only, I'm holding hands with a cold piece. Bow to the old me, I'm officially OG. Might throw a roast me, wonder what will the jokes be. Watching them imitate my cool demeanor. It's a new decade, I'm in a whole new arena. Roll the dice in this life and I hit the fever. Get it? Wolf out of NYC. This is prophecy. No, this is meant to be.